Diagramming. Instructions. In this section there are a number of problems with flowcharts, schematic diagrams, that illustrate the process by which each problem is solved. The solution to a problem is illustrated in its diagram by following the arrows from cell to cell. Read the sample problem and conditions above and look at the sample diagram. Note that some cells in the diagram contain a statement of action. For example, select a piece. And some cells contain a question. For example, is it 4.5 ounces or over? And some cells contain an answer to the question, Y for yes or N for no. If it were complete, every cell in the diagram would contain a statement, question, or answer. However, the diagrams as given are not complete. Some cells contain a number instead of a question or statement. Your task is to complete the diagram by filling in the numbered cells so that the diagram correctly charts the problem solution. For each numbered cell, you are given 5 alternative questions or statements to the right of the diagram and problem. From these alternatives, you are to choose the one that should properly appear in the cell of that number. Now look at the diagram again. The first step in solving the problem of classifying the products is to select a piece. Following the arrow to the next cell, the question is asked, is it 4.5 ounces or over? The arrow going down from this cell leads to the answer Y, or yes, and then to the cell classifying the piece as K, because class K weighs 4.5 ounces or over. Now go back to the question and follow the arrow leading to the answer N, or no. This leads to the numbered cell 1, for which you must select the proper statement or question. Before looking at the suggested alternatives for this cell, look at the arrows going from it. The arrow down leads to the answer Y, yes, and then to a cell classifying the piece as L. These entries indicate that cell 1 must ask a question that will identify the piece as class L. The question, is it 3.5 to 4.4 ounces, would do this, because that is the weight given for class L. Now look at the alternatives for cell 1. This question is listed as alternative C, and the C box on the sample answer sheet has been marked. Now look at cell 2. The arrow leading to it comes from the answer N, no, to the question you have just inserted in cell 1. Is it 3.5 to 4.4 ounces? In order to get to this point on the diagram, the piece must have taken the following route. Question, is it 4.5 ounces or over? A test for class K. Answer, no. Question, is it 3.5 to 4.4 ounces? A test for class L. Answer, no. Therefore, following this path in the diagram, the piece being tested is neither class K nor class L. It must be class M. Now look at the alternatives for cell 2. The D alternative, classify as M, is correct for cell 2, and the D box has been marked on the sample answer sheet. Now select the proper statement or question for cell 3 yourself. Make no marks in this test booklet. You should have chosen alternative B, classification of lot complete. According to the problem, all 100 pieces in a lot need to be inspected and classified. Notice in the diagram that each time you classify a piece, either K, L, or M, the arrow leads you to the cell containing the statement, increase count by 1, and then to the cell, is count 100. If the answer to this question is N, the arrow goes to the beginning of the diagram and another piece is selected for inspection and classification. However, when this process has been repeated 100 times, the count is increased to 100 and the answer to the question is Y. Then all pieces in the lot have been classified and the lot is complete. Are there any questions? You will be given 35 minutes to work on the problems in this part. If you finish before time is called, go back over your answers. Do not go back to a previous section. The time is short, So work as rapidly as you can, but try not to make mistakes. Do not turn this page until told to do so.